I'm just jumping in because I've watched a few videos last night and I watched one this morning where April finished doing her yard work. And if I don't comment, I don't even remember what I watched last night. Oh yeah, I think I do. Erin, your cabin, that looks really cute, and I think that sounds fun to go off on a little cabin vacation. And oh, Tabitha, y'all are apparently like fuddy-duddies now. If y'all can't party all night at the beach with the people hanging beer out the windows of their Jeep, I'm so embarrassed for you. Those poor people just thought they were going to go have a good vacation, and the adults with kids ruined it for them. How could you? Um, what else? Oh, April, your yard looks so good. Um, that looks great. After you've cut all those bushes and put out pine needles, bet that you felt very accomplished. Yeah, we did the mud run yesterday. Oh, and I was so tired last night. I went to yoga yesterday morning, and then we went and did the mud run. And I don't know, Lori maybe has updated y'all on here already. I haven't gotten that far. But I was so nervous about going because I did not know what it was going to be like. And in fact, we got there and Ursula Haney and her brother Billy had just finished. And so David was talking to them and asking them, because she's done the Spartan before. And he was like, so how does this compare to the Spartan? I mean, I'm sure it's probably not nearly as tough, right? And Ursula was like, well, honestly, I mean, yeah, the Spartan was harder because I don't know what all the Spartan involves. I mean, I don't know what all it involves. Apparently more than just obstacles. But she said, honestly, I really thought these obstacles were harder than the ones at the Spartan. But you know, the Spartan was harder because I think you do other things in between obstacles, maybe. So then I was like, oh no, this is just going to be even worse than I thought. And we got out there though, and it was fun. It was not bad at all. I mean, I ran, me, Charlotte and Samantha and Caroline. I tried to stay with them because I didn't want to just take off and leave my girls. Not that I really could have the whole course, but I mean, at the very beginning, like, they were not into running at all. And I had thought that I would kind of not run, like a slow jog as far as I could. Um, but they did not want to run much at all. I'm trying to remember back to the beginning of the race. So I did stop and wait on them, and then I was really glad that I did because I couldn't have run anyway. So we did jog maybe the first half mile, maybe. I don't even know. But there was like steps to run up, and so it was pretty tiring. And but then once we started doing obstacles, and they started getting closer together, oh, sorry for yawning. Once they started getting closer together, now that was fun. I mean, they weren't as hard as I was expecting. I think I had just like geared myself up for them to be so extremely difficult. But I did every obstacle. I did not, we didn't skip any. And I completed all the obstacles. I didn't have to, like, I didn't fall in the water. I mean, we got in the water because there's some obstacles that actually involve crawling in the water, like under barbed wire and stuff. But then there was some that you like do rings, like I'm using my hands to show how you do like ring. You go from ring to ring across a mud pit and stuff. And I was able to do that one without falling in. And Charlotte was, surprisingly. But then, like, Samantha and Caroline both fell in. Cliff and Allison both fell in. David Haney even fell in, for those of y'all who know him. He was like, I don't have any upper body strength, but if you see him, his arms are, like, huge. So I don't know what he calls upper body strength. Maybe he meant core strength. I don't know. But he fell in. Even Ursula said that she fell in on the rings. Like, she couldn't do it. She was like, I don't have any upper body strength either, so... But I mean, she looks like she does. But let's see, Josh and Peyton made it across the rings. I don't know who else because I didn't see the other people with us. So everybody kept saying that that was probably the hardest obstacle to make it across. But so I was really proud that I did it. But all the other stuff was still hard. It was like climbing over walls, and there was a lot of climbing, a lot of rope, like not like just plain rope climbs, but like the rope nets, you know, that you climb up the nets, and jumping over fire pits, and which that one, I mean, it's not that it was really hard to jump over them because they weren't that big, but I started thinking afterwards, like, what if somebody had just like, you know, just slightly tripped or something and fell into it? That would have been really bad. You could burn. So there was some danger involved. It was fun though. We had a good time. My kids really liked it. I I really was kind of I knew Samantha would do it. I knew Samantha would be fine. I felt like she would be. I thought Charlotte would probably kind of fall out about halfway through, but she did great. I mean, because Samantha does gymnastics and just is much more active than Charlotte is. But she did great. In fact, she said she beat us because, like I said, the four of us were kind of hanging together, and we would wait for each other to finish an obstacle before we moved on to the next one. And so you get to the very end and you climb up. It was kind of crazy. I hope they got some pictures of this stuff. I mean, they have photographers out there taking pictures, so I hope they got some pictures of us doing some of this stuff, because the end was kind of crazy. Like, you had to run up a slanted wall, and then when you got to the top, there were volunteers at the top that would grab your hands and pull you over, and then you had to climb across a cargo net and then up to the top of an inflatable slide. And it was a very tall inflatable slide, like the tallest one I've ever seen. So once you get to the top of the slide, then you slide down into a pool of water, and that's the end of the race. And so, me and Charlotte and Samantha and Caroline all got up there at the top. We waited on each other, and we're like, okay, we're going to hold hands and slide down together. And so we did. We were like, yay, we finished. And we got to the bottom of the muddy pool, and I mean, I just took in a whole mouthful of that muddy water. Ugh. And so then we climbed out of the pool, and we're like, okay, we're at the end. And then there's a guy standing there handing out the finishers medals to show that you completed the race. And so we're just kind of walking towards him, and Charlotte ran ahead of us and got her medal first. And then she's like, I won, I beat y'all, I won. So she's telling everybody that she beat us. But Buffy and David and Carol and Michael finished the first. I mean, I think Buffy and David finished the first out of our group. When I say our group, I mean just the ones of us that went together. And then Carol and Michael finished. And then I guess it was the four of us. No, Peyton finished first. I'm sorry. And then I don't know where Joshua finished somewhere in there. I'm not sure where. Anyway, I can't remember. I'm losing track of it. But anyway, it was fun. I think it took us for about an hour, maybe an hour and 5 minutes. We forgot to check the time until after we had already been through for a little bit. And then when we checked the time, we weren't really sure how long we had been finished. So somewhere around an hour, maybe a minute or two after. But it was a lot of fun. I think that, I would do it again. But I wouldn't do just a regular 5K. I think that would be very boring because the obstacles were what made it fun. And we did a lot of walking in between obstacles. I mean, like I said, we jogged maybe the first half mile. And then after that, we would sporadically maybe do a little slow jog here and there, but mostly walking. So we were there for the obstacles, and those were fun.